Hello, I'm Kirstine Mackay and I work in the Child Protection Research Centre at the University of Edinburgh, and I'm going to talk a little bit today about concurrency planning. Concurrency planning is when a child is placed with a foster carer who's dual registered as both a foster carer and a potential adoptive parent. And the advantage of that is that should it be determined that the child cannot return to their family of birth or their wider family, and then there's a potential for that foster carer to then go on and adopt the child. So it's less disruptive for the child. It's a child-centred process. And another feature of concurrency planning is that it's accompanied by intensive family rehabilitation, which means while the child is placed with the foster carer, intensive efforts are made to see if it's possible for the child to return to their birth family, with a purpose of reducing the amount of delay before a permanent home can be found for that child. So it's actually most appropriate for children who are likely to potentially go on and be adopted, and those are children who, often very young children, perhaps have not formed an attachment to their birth family, such as children who were removed at birth because of maternal substance abuse. And we do know children who are adopted are likely to be very young children who were adopted in Scotland by non-relatives. In most recent statistics, 2/3 of them were under the age of 4 years. Now, in England and Wales, concurrency planning has had some success. Quorum report placing 59 children between the years 2000 and 2011. All but 3 of those children were under the age of 1 when they were referred to this particular project, and we know that the average length of time from that child being placed in care and being adopted was as low as 14 months, which compares to the national average at the time of 2 years and 3 months. Our research, preliminary research here in Scotland, indicates that there's less implementation of concurrency within Scotland. There appear to be some barriers here, with some local authorities and practitioners being confused about the meaning of concurrency planning and confusing it with parallel planning. Parallel planning being when those responsible for placing the child are working towards returning the child to their birth family at the same time as looking for a permanent outside of home placement. But with concurrency, of course, it's quite specifically that the foster carer the child is placed with may go on to adopt that child. Another barrier in Scotland is, or perceived barrier anyway, is the legal process here, the fact that there's a children's hearing system in addition to the court system, and that means that there has to be the approval of the children's panel as well as then the court ordering a permanence order with authority to adopt. And so a number of individuals may be concerned about placing a child with a foster carer who's approved to adopt. They may see that as meaning there won't be enough effort made to return the child to the birth family, whereas, as I have previously said, in fact, it's integral part of concurrency planning is that there is that intensive effort to return the child to their family of origin. So here at the Child Protection Research Centre, with colleagues in NSPCC in Glasgow, we're embarking on research into concurrency, and we hope that we'll pin down the different usages of the term in Scotland and how it's put into practice, with a view that we may be able to increase the acceptance of this particular child-centred approach to achieving permanence for young children. Thank you.